Sometimes these sounds are represented by just one letter in the spelling. At other times, they're represented by 2, 3, or even more letters. And then the combination of letters aren't even always the same. For example, if we look at English and the sound E, me, the sound E is represented by the letter E. But then you have several other combinations that, although spelled differently, are all pronounced E, as in believe, I-E, receive, E-I, read, spelled either E-E or E-A. Let's take a look at some examples in French and try pronouncing them where you have one sound represented by different spellings. Let's take a look at cases where one sound is represented by one letter in French. The sound E, spelled with an E and an accent aigu. E, spelled with an E and an accent grave. O, spelled with the letter O. Now, they can also be spelled, and often are, with more than one letter. Let's go back through them. The sound E can also be spelled AI or EZ and ER. This you'll find very frequently for verbs. E can also be spelled AI or EI. O has among its many spellings AU, EAU. There are some other combinations of letters that have what, for most Americans hearing French for the first time and seeing the spelling, are fairly surprising. OI is a combination of W and A. Wa. Wa. OUI, the OU is pronounced W, and then you have the E. We. We. UI is a combination of U and E, said quickly. Oui. Oui. There are combinations of letters in French which are pronounced very differently than they are in English. For example, the letters OI. In OIN, it's pronounced ouin. So you have W, and then the nasal vowel in. Ouin, ouin. As in the sound that a duck makes in French. Coin, 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 coin. Then there's the sound made by the letters OI, wa, which is w and a. Wa. Wa. As in moi. C'est moi. Now listen and practice yourselves pronouncing OIN, ouin, and then in the next set of words, OI as wa.
Moins, moins. Loin, loin. Shampoing, shampoing. Soin, soin. Moi, moi. Toi, toi. Pourquoi, pourquoi.
The combination ION is pronounced ion in French. E, and then the nasal vowel, on. Ion. So if we say it slowly once and then quickly, ion, ion. Let's look at some frequent combinations. GION, région, gion, and in English, region, jun. SION, télévision, zion in French, and in English, television, jeune. SSION, passion, sion in French, passion, shun in English. Pétition, sion in French, petition, shun in English. Now, you notice that the TION in French here is pronounced exactly the same way as the SSION of passion in French. So comparing in French, pétition, passion, both with sion. Now, what happens in the following word with TION? In French, question, question with tion, and in English, question, chun. So why is TION pronounced differently in words like pétition, sion, and question, tion? In question, you have an S before TION. In pétition, there's a vowel in front of the TION. So when TION is preceded by a vowel, it's pronounced sion. It's also pronounced sion if there's a consonant in front that is not an S. For example, action, portion. So then it's just when TION is preceded by S that you'll hear tion, as in question, suggestion. If you like, you can say them after me. Pétition, ambition, salutation, option, action, affection, portion, désertion. And now with tion, question, suggestion, digestion, bastion, combustion. Now you listen and practice saying the words that you hear.
Région, légion, télévision, allusion, profession, passion, natation, pétition, question, gestion.